Today marks 59 years since this famous photo was taken at a Woolworth's lunch counter in Jackson, Mississippi. It shows a sit-in by civil rights activists protesting segregation and the violent reaction that it soon provoked. Some who were there that day still remember. And Elise Preston is here with more on that. Elise, good morning.
Jeff, good morning. Joan Trumpauer Mulholland is a white woman and a Southerner who had to break a long family legacy to become a civil rights pioneer. She endured violence, ostracization, and even prison time. But her courage in demanding change is now an inspiration to others.
With a defiant yet determinedly calm gaze, this decades-old mugshot is what 80-year-old Joan Trumpauer Mulholland jokingly calls her government-issued ID.
When you look back at that girl now, what do you think?
Oh, she wasn't bad looking. I think she got in good trouble.
The great-granddaughter of slave owners, the daughter of a segregationist, Mulholland grew up in a Virginia home where black people were only accepted to fetch and feed.
Growing up, what would your mother tell you about race, tell you about black people?
They were diseased, and you had to be careful going to the bathroom because you might get diseases. And I just couldn't have put it in words then, but I knew when I had a chance to do something to make things fair, I would do it, and that came with the sit-ins.
Sit-ins, nonviolent protests staged nationwide during the civil rights movement. As a young college student, Mulholland participated in dozens of demonstrations.
People thought you were crazy.
Oh, yeah, and some girls in the dormitory quit speaking, and others were slipping us a few dollar bills to help support the movement.
She went on to participate in the Freedom Rides, integrated bus trips throughout the South, which challenged Jim Crow laws to keep blacks and whites separate. Her involvement landed her 2 months in a maximum security prison for breach of peace.
Less than 3 square feet of floor space per prisoner. Things were dirty, and the food was pretty bad, and, protein came from the insects.
You were largely thought of as dangerous.
A traitor.
A race traitor.
I was just doing what the Spirit said do, and the movement became like a family. We always had each other's back.
This iconic photo, snapped on May 28, 1963, shows the violence that family endured while trying to integrate a Woolworth's lunch counter in Jackson, Mississippi.
Memphis Norman was being pulled off his stool and kicked severely, and the girls were pulled down. It quickly became obvious that I would be safer sitting on the empty stool where Memphis had been than I would in the crowd.
Her faith blocked fear, and constant reminders of the dangers the protester and freedom rider faced surround the now grandmother's home.
I had a copy of my birth record, which was good for if you have to identify a body. If someone gets killed, it's a form of identity.
Even in all that, you weren't afraid?
No. I figured the Lord will see you through.
Joan's son Loki is the founder and executive director of the Joan Trumpauer Mulholland Foundation, which hopes to wipe out racism through education.
Do you feel that your foundation and organizations that exist like it, do you think that they're needed even more now?
The shooting in Buffalo proves it.
We spoke with the family just days after the racially motivated attack in Buffalo.
As it was happening, my mother and the other Freedom Riders were on stage in Anniston, Alabama, talking about the Freedom Rides and talking about the bus that was bombed. I got back to the hotel. My mind was just on this going, what more should I have done? What more do I need to do?
For Mulholland, that work should be done by everyone, those wise with gray hair and the young and passionate with bright eyes.
I'm happy I did it. I had the opportunity. And friendships we made back then are good to the end, but more and more ends are coming.
Now, Joan Trumpauer Mulholland's life is expected to be the center of a feature film produced by award-winning actor Anthony Mackie. The family says the film is in development right now, but hopes it will be done at some point next year, which is the 60th anniversary of many civil rights movement events. And what a life, what a story to tell.
Gosh. And that her mother, what she learned, we talk about learning hate, but what her mother taught, she didn't take, and she still found this path.
She didn't take, and she started out as a freshman at Duke and said that when she first started participating in these sit-ins, college administrators wanted her to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. That's just how much the community did not believe in what she was doing.
And she's, oh my gosh, she's a sorority member, Delta Sigma Theta. Her son is an Omega Psi Phi fraternity member.
Yes,
Amazing.
They surround themselves with people who, everyone. When we were leaving, I looked at her and I said, "Thank you for everything that you did." And she replied, "I did it for all of us," which definitely shows that, you know, when people are not equal, everyone is harmed.
Amazing, amazing job. What a wonderful story. Thank you.